Going on, everybody? Rob here, Trev2323. How do you make a 125-gallon aquarium stand? This is how you do it. Stay tuned in the video. Alright, I went ahead and I did put two cross rails right here, 16 inches. You're going to need about 12 8-foot 2x4s. I bought construction grade, a pound of 2.5-inch construction screws, about a 6-pack of beer, and about 4 hours. Alright, here's how you do it. What do I got right in there? A 125-gallon fish tank. How about them apples? Shouts out to Birdie, Roberto Mandajano, for hooking me up with this fish tank for an awesome ass price. So, you know, I got my other tank in the basement. I thought it was 130, it's like 125. So I went ahead, I'm gonna make my own frame for this one. The other one came with the stand and everything, so I gotta make my own stand for this one. Shouts out to Joey from DIY. Oh, what is he? Oh man, King of DIY, Joey. He's the one that I'm going off of memory. Watch one of his videos. So I'm gonna make the stand for this right here out of the 2x4s. $10 extra for the construction grade. I mean the good grade ones. So I don't have to worry about the crooked ones or not like that. And then this right here is gonna be the top for the tank. I'm gonna cut it long ways and put 3 or 4 sections this way. So stay tuned for that. But right now, I was measuring this tank because I got my other tank that looks similar to this, and believe it or not, this one is a 1/2 inch wider and 1 inch longer than the other tank I got. So I can't even do my measurements based off of that tank. I gotta do them based off of this tank right here. This is 91 inches wide. I'm doing it from end to end because this is what's going to hold up the tank right here. I'm not doing it from the glass. So this is, you see there's extra 1/2 inch on this side and an extra 1/2 inch on that side. So this is 19 inches right here by 61 long. 1/2 inch on each side, 61 long. So that's where I'm going to do my measurements for this. I was just going to cut them at 6 feet and go right out for hand, and I can't. I got to go off of 61 inches long. Now the 61 inch long, I got to do 4 of them. I got to make 4 of them. You see I got my square right here, because you measure the 61 inches and you use your square, and then I'm just going to use that one to mark off. But when you make your line, you got to make sure you're cut on the right side of your line. If you measure 61, if you cut on one side, it's going to be too short, the other side is going to be too long. So you got to make sure your measurement is right on the money. But I'm going to need 4 of these because I'm going to need 2 on each side of the top and 2 on each side of the bottom. Measure twice, cut once. I actually measured 61 and marked it. It's 6 feet 1 inch. And I put 61 inches on here, so I didn't cut it yet. So I had to measure at 73 inches because that's where the long ones are going to be, at 73 inches. But you have to measure your tank, and it got to go from end to end. Alright, so I got my 2 uppers and 2 lowers for the length at 73 inches. Now I got to measure because I need 19 inches for the width. 19 inches for the upper. This is 19 inches from here to here is 19 inches, and the base got to sit. It got to sit on top of the full 19 inches. So what I'm doing is, this is 6 feet right here long, 6'1". So the total combined of this and this right here, I need to be at 19 inches because this is going to be in the middle of these two. So you got to take into the fact that measurement plus this right here. Now this is actually just sitting on top to get the measurement, but it's going to be on the middle of them, and this measured out has to be 19 inches. So that'll be the width of the tank. So if you're running 8-foot boards like I bought the 8-foot boards, it's going to be 7 1/4 I cut off, and then this right here plus the width of those will be 19 inches. So this is going to be right at 7 1/4 that I got to cut off of the last 4 boards. So with the boards that I cut, the 4 8-foot boards will be enough to go all the way around the top and all the way around the bottom. Then I need to put in the legs. Now it's not screwed together yet, but that's going to be the top of the tank or the bottom. And then I got to make 1 more of these, and the legs are actually going to be on the inside of here is where the legs are going to be. You're going to see how it's going to come out. Okay, you get the gist now. This is going to be the top. That's the exact length of the fish tank itself. That's going to be the top part of it that the fish rests upon, and this is going to be the bottom part. Now I got to cut the 2x4s that sit on the inside from here to here to give me the height. So there's going to be one side there, one side here, probably 2 feet, 2 feet, and 2 feet. Actually, I guess I could still do them that same size right there. No, I can't, because that'll be, that size right there will be the, if I want any this way to hold that up. But actually I shouldn't need any cross rails, because the one downstairs that I already got it on has 0 cross rails on there. So, but if there's any left over, I'll do some cross rails, or I got some 2x4s in the basement, then I'll do some cross rails in there for the top. The bottom's not going to need it. Okay, so I want it to be just as high as this tank right here. So that's where the space is going to go in, and those are on cinder blocks, but I'm making the frame. So this right here is at about 28, 28 and a half, actually about 28 and a quarter. So I'm going to go with 28 and a half for this right here, but you see that's on little shims to level it off. So with the height, I'm going to 28 and a half. And what I decided to do is, instead of doing the crossbars right now, what I'm going to do is the height. But this don't affect the height, because 28 and a half is actually going to go on the inside and the inside, and then screw down, so it's sitting on the floor and sitting under the tank. What? Look what's coming out of this. I had an old 2x4, so I put that so I can have the nice stuff, the decorative stuff away from the wall. But see, those supports are going to be on, these are going to be underneath on the inside like those are. But here's where their big support comes in. When these are on one side, you're going to put a measurement from here to in here, right here, in here, and that's going to hold those two boards apart right there, so it's going to give it a lot more support. So right now these are 28 and a halves. Like you see them, I'm going to center them in the middle real good, but then I am going to put some on the end caps too, so I need 2 more 28 and a halves, and then I'll take it downstairs to put in the room I'm going to start putting it together in. Alright, I have my 2 drills here, one with the drill bit, one with the screw bit, because I'm actually pre-drilling the holes so I don't split the wood. I'm pre-drilling the holes, and then I'm shooting the screws in. Alright, to put these screws in right here, like I said, I'm pre-drilling them, and I'm using 2.5 inch long number 8 construction screws. I'm pre-drilling into here, and then I'm putting the 2.5 inch screws into here. One, that's the top or the bottom. Now I'm going to do the other top or the bottom. Okay, I'm going to start putting the legs on here. But I'm only going to put one at the top. Normally I'm going to put 2 in here, but I'm pulling one at the top just to hold it in place, so this way when I put the other one on, I could kind of move it square and kind of get it square in my mind. That's what I'm gonna try to do. And my conspiracy theory worked out. There it is right there. But see how I put one screw at the top, so when I flipped it over, these right here didn't all line up right. So now I got room to kick them back in place and level it out, shoot a bottom screw in, then another top, then another bottom. So sometimes this brain does work. And look at this. This right here is a little bit higher than this right here. So what I'm going to do is grind this down, sand this down with an angle grinder, because that's just a little bit higher. That means it wasn't completely even on the ground. The ground's not completely even, but I'll just shoot that down with an angle grinder, because the bottom of this anyways is going to be balanced with shims. Alright, I measured these cross beams, figured out which one's going to be the front, then measured the cross beams that I'm putting in there at 2 feet from this end and 2 feet from this end. And then I'm shooting 2 screws in those right there. And I figured I'm not going to put one right here after all, because I'm going to put the support right in here. So you'll see how that's going to turn out. Okay, so there you go, schnookums. Now, an average person would stop there. But that's not where actually gives you the security. This right here, yeah, you got 2 screws holding this on here and 2 screws right there. But when they build houses, they put the extra piece in between to give you the really support. So you got to measure from here to here on all of those to put a piece in there. Now this square is going to have one right here on this side and one right here on this side, and this is what's going to give you the support. Alright, this is almost done here. Unless you're a carpenter by trade, you ain't gonna get those exactly right. But this is where the support comes in. Right between there, right between here. That's where the big support is on your fish tank. So everywhere, there's gonna be one right here and one in front of here to make an L. So on the corners you're gonna have L's, and then you're gonna do the same thing right in the middle, right there. Now, unless you're a carpenter, all these ain't gonna be the same. Mine's are between 21 3/8 and 21 1/4, so I'm gonna do each individual one and hit them right into place. Alright, this is the longest it's taken me, is to cut these all the way around, because like I said, I'm not a perfect carpenter, so they're a little bit different measurements all the way around. Hopefully I don't run out of material, but actually I got 8 8-foot 2x4s and 2 6-foot 2x4s, because I had some old ones left over. But right now I did all this side right here, and I'm coming around the mountain right here. So I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more cuts to go, but I don't think I'm going to have enough. And I definitely will not put the tank on here unless I put these, because these are kind of what's going to take the weight over just that right there. That right there, there's 2 screws in here and 2 screws in the bottom. Well, this one, the weight's going to sit on the actual 2x4. So let's see how much more I got to go. And there you go, Bob's your uncle. It's all done. Don't forget to pre-drill your stuff so you don't split the wood. You're going to go through probably 1 screw gun tip and 1 box of construction screws, the 1 pound, 110 per box. And like I said, I reinforced every one. I double reinforced it right here and right here. Now if you wanted to, you could actually screw in a 2x4 right here across the top right here on this one and this one, which I may if I find any more wood. But if not, it's done. Your tank is going to actually sit on this right here. And I can prove that to you because I got this tank, which is essentially the same size and same weight. And when we open it up to look in, there's 0 center braces. These braces right here are just to hold this together. There's no center braces actually holding the tank up. There's nothing underneath the brace. There's 2 1x3s like down in here to hold it together. So this actually is pretty good. But seeing that now, guess what? I'm going to put 1 right here and 1 right here. And then I'm done. Alright, I got a couple pieces that the inside is higher than the wood itself. So with these, I got a 36 grit angle grinder. I'm just going to grind them down to make sure there's nothing poking up in the bottom of the tank. Okay, there you are, all done. I wind up bracing right here and at the bottom after all, because thinking about it, it didn't have that one for the braces necessarily for the weight, but I had them so these don't split apart, you know, this way or this way. So I did put the braces on after all with some leftover lumber that I had. Either way, that's how I built my stand for my 120 gallon. I'm going to end with today because I get this thing with this order where once I start I can't stop until it's finished, but I do got to go to work tomorrow. And it's going to take a long time because I have to drain that tank right there. Drain that all the way down. Carry all the cinder blocks out. Get all my cans out of here. Put that right there into this corner. Then I bought shims to level it. Then I got to carry the tank in and put it on. So I'm done for the day. Alright, talk to you later. Bye-bye.